What's going on, guys? My name is David, and I'm here to break down the upcoming LCS quarterfinals match between Flyquest and Golden Guardians. So, I got some clips to run through, some stats to look at, and let's just jump into it. So, obviously, as you can see, we're first gonna look at Flyquest stats, and it's really interesting. Two things I did notice that I don't know if it shows on here, but the first blood percentage is really low on like uh Pobelter and Wild Turtle. Like JJ has the second highest first blood rate on his team. I guess I kind of understand because it's kind of like when you're first trying to get first blood, you're not always trying to like give over the kill to the ADC when you do gank bot, and supports are kind of stronger earlier game than later on. But yeah, just thought that was really interesting. Also, first tower is also pretty low, 42%. It's not the highest, but it's not, I just thought it was kind of low. Another thing I wanted to point out was the gold difference, or the well, not really CS, but the gold difference at 15, and then the CS difference. It's very interesting. Gold difference is plus 340, but the CS difference is minus 5. And then when I looked into it, I think it's over here. Well, this is 10, but it's pretty close to 15. Um, Usually, Viper is down about 6 CS or about 180 gold, so it kind of brings them down a bit, which is quite interesting. But this is honestly something common. They honestly don't give him like not preferred matchups, but like great matchups to play into. It feels like they put him on they put him on this Aatrox just because it's like a safer Riven, and they know like how he's like known for Riven. It's kind of like the ulti is more safer, but I just don't feel like it fits him all too well. And as you can see, he's played a ton of champs just one time, and this is the only champ he's played like pretty consistently. Yeah, let's quickly look over here. Just the KDAs. Well, we're not really looking at Maxi since he's only played one game. It's interesting that Santorin has the highest. Just because you wouldn't think a jungler would have that high of a KDA, you think it would be a lot lower because you're risking yourself at dying when you gank a lot. But 4.6 is really good. Pobelter 4.4 is really good. It's interesting that him and Viper and JJ have similar KDAs. Viper's usually left split pushing a lot of times, so sometimes that can lead to more deaths. I think that's all I wanted to look at here. Obviously, they prefer red side. 7 wins uh, versus 3, and I'm interested to see if Santorin plays or if Maxi plays. Don't know what the situation is there. But yeah, let's get into the first clip I wanted to show you guys over here, which is the game against 100 Thieves, which is week 8, day 1. Just a quick little play that I thought was really good. So right now we're about 30 minutes into the game, pretty even, only down about 1.3k. And here Santorin and JJ decide to invade the red buff. As you can see right here in the map, that Onda is on currently, and it looks like Wild Turtle might be rotating over, but who knows? LeBlanc seems to be coming over, but let's just see what happens. So you can see they're coming on over. He spots them on the ward. They clear it out. They come over here. LeBlanc and Zaire both coming over here. Afromu decides to wrap around. Bang tries to help out. Saligo tries to zone off Pope. These guys over here try to focus on red buff. JJ comes in to. Bleh. Sorry. JJ tries to stop them from pushing in onto the red buff by going in right here. So right there. You prevent the smite fight from happening because Ana can't walk up to try to smite it because of that. Obviously, Bang throws out the ult right here onto Wild Turtle kind of interesting. But yeah, so this pretty much gives Santorin the red buff. But as you will see, they give it over to Wild Turtle, but they knock up Afro. 22 health. Santorin obviously he's trying to hand this over. Luckily for them, Bang didn't get this because he was shooting over here. But yeah, let's back that up just a little bit. Sorry. Um, yeah, JJ going in right here was really good. Zones him off. Um, luckily for them, like I said, Bang doesn't get this. You can see Povocher's coming in to try to get onto Braum and kill him. So he's gonna get that. As you can see, comes in, gets knocked up by the Unburrowing of Santorin. And then JJ charms pretty much ults him, and then yeah, gets stunned up. Rek'Sai ults. Somehow does get away from that, which is really surprising when I first watched that. I thought for sure he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna die right here, but somehow he gets over here and then survives, but he does flash away. And then Polazer comes, cleans up the kill. Saligo almost gets picked off here, but uses one of the flash to get away. But the thing that entire fight, if you didn't notice, was look at Bang. The entire time my main man is on the side, and look, he's still not even like in the fight. But either way, and as you see, Pope picks up the kill, and right here, you watch Wild Turtle. Watch him on the map. I think he Bang E'd to him and almost kills him and forces him to flash. Uh, something I didn't show you was earlier in the lane. GJ and Wild Turtle were able just to like poke out Bang and make him use flash lane. So that's pretty much coming off cooldown pretty early. I think he had it the entire time. But yeah, this pretty much just came up and he was able to force it out of him once again. This is just a simple play that Flyquest did that I thought was really good. We can just watch it in full replay now. Gets the knock up, charms him. Somehow Onda gets out of this. I was surprised that didn't execute on the Rek'Sai, but Pope does clean it up. And on the back end, Sligo almost gets picked off, like I said, and then Wild Turtle forces the flash out of Bang, who steps up just a bit too far. But yeah, that's that clip. Let's go over to the TL. I have two clips from TL that I want to show here. I believe this is the one. Yeah, so a little context here. So Flyquest was down pretty, not big, but a lot. They didn't have a lot of momentum, and the pressure was really on to them. If this play didn't happen, I'm pretty sure TO just would have like stomped them. The game would have been over. But as you can see here, Core GJ charms him, playing his Rakan. He ulties him to try to get away. Santorin does ult him, and they get the Braum pass him off to him, and they pick up the Baron, I believe, from this play. They do start it. So you see Xmithy's trying to go for the steal over the top. They force away. Was that an impact? And Wild Turtle's a really smart play here, going over the wall to get him. Did they? Oh, so as you can see, the Braum pass was building up right here. I was wondering how they got him stunned. Yeah, so he gets 1, 2, 3 right there and is able to Q for the kill. So that's pretty much gives Santorin, who doesn't have Smite, or makes the team a little more comfortable since he doesn't have Smite coming up. Impact here is looking to use ult on this to try to help them, and then obviously if Doublelift's gonna try to come in and clean it up. Maybe Jensen can come in and kill him, but he ult. The biggest problem I had with this is he didn't go in far enough. I understand why you didn't want to fully commit, but the thing is you want to get everyone. You don't want anyone to be free from this ult, so they can't just free fire. Because as you will see, I'm pretty sure Corky just starts free firing on him and just kills him. As you can see, he gets Viper and JJ stunned. But then again, you still don't have Santorin. Yes, he doesn't have ult, but he can really like apply the CC and slow them down a lot. It does airborne him, Braum ult. Then Viper goes in. Just watch Doublelift. My main man gets exploded right here. Look at that. A Q, and then Ezreal just takes him out, and then not too sure how Corky got the kill. So I'm pretty sure maybe it's just an auto. Just watch it one more time. Nope, it was an ult. And then Impact. The biggest problem was that A, Xmithy gets caught over here. B, I feel like Impact didn't go in because I feel like if they all commit in and they're all stunned, it'd be really easy for LeBlanc to go in and potentially blow up one, maybe two. I don't see a world where Vayne probably lives that play, but I think that's like the best play you can give yourself in a 50-50 to potentially take the Baron. But yeah, then they just take it. Another clip I wanted to show was at 39 minutes. Let's see if I can find it here. 39:23 is what I have written down. Ah, I think this is it. So you can see tails on the Baron. I'm pretty sure this is the play I wanted. So a little context here is I think this play was Flyquest was pushing mid, and they decided to reset. And I'm pretty sure they had a couple. As you can see, I think a couple members died. I think these three stayed alive, and then Corki and Santorin died. So they pushed down mid turret, and then they backed. And I think TL decided to rush this. I believe that's the context. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was what just was happening. Corki comes into. I have a kind of a big problem with doing this. I understand you need to, do something. It's at 4.8. Jungler's kind of far. Does have smite though. I think he's probably using Predator. I think he should have waited an extra second. So Braum, I don't know. Does Braum going on? No. Braum doesn't have ult, so that's kind of big. If Braum had ult, W to him and then slam them, ult them, would have been pretty big. But Viper just decides to go in. I'm not saying it's a bad play. I just feel like he should have waited a little bit longer. It does pick up the cannon, which is a huge kill. Didn't have ult, but if he did, that would have been a big thing, as you can see. Then they go on to Vayne. Great, 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 great. I can't stress that enough. A great counter engage right here from Core, just to charm them and then knock them all up. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. As you can see, Xmithy does get out of the Baron pit. Doesn't want to die to Viper as well. Doublelift is able to pick up JJ, but that doesn't really matter. You'll see when Corki can just pretty much free fire into you. Just watch one more time. Great engage. Corki right here. She does chunk him, and then Corki just does so much more damage, and then gets, I think, knocked up right there. Core JJ is forced to flash. Jensen left by himself because Xmithy's probably gonna die. Wild Turtle doesn't get him. It's kind of funny. It's up over there. When I first watched, I was kind of confused. And I was kind of confused why they didn't finish off this kill on Rek'Sai. But I guess they just wanted to push mid. But yeah, that's the two plays I wanted to show from TL. Just how they were able to force them off the Baron. I thought that was really good. Getting the kill on Impact and Doublelift were pretty big. This one play from C9. Now, these two games, these C9 and TL games, are completely different. Like, it's insane. So this game, obviously down a little bit, but this game ends very fast after this play. It just felt like Fly was always on the back foot of everything in this game and could never it never wanted to force anything. Like every time they did, it was never a good result, as you'll see here. But um, yeah, this is like complete. Like it seemed like a different team. I was watching this, but we can just quickly just go over this and then we'll hop on to hop over to Golden Guardians. Oh yeah, I forgot to give you the context. So context here was Sneaky and Zazel were just trying to push out top. Holy Ultra chunks him out, eats him. So then Santorin was nearby and decides to go in on this. As you can see here, more TBs in. Sneaky has to use heal. He uses exhaust on him and also has to flash away. Um, did ult smite, it seems like. Great thing here is that with the exhaust was able to hit the W and slow him and they get the tongue. As you see, Orange also TP'ing right on the same minion, so I was TP'ing in, which was kind of questionable right here. I would have maybe TP'd onto the tower, but gets Santorin really low, and I believe a minion pops the GA. But as you can see, Licorice and Niski both get there. Zaya is really caught out. If you're TPing as the ADC, you want to TP to the back line. You like behind, not like the back line isn't like sneaky, but you want to TP farther behind, or else you're just gonna get legit blown up by everybody. And that's pretty much what ends up happening. Orin calls an ult really good here. The only problem I had is he throws it back on to JJ. I really would like to see him throw it onto Wild Turtle and then everyone turns onto him. I understand why. It's an easy kill. Um, pretty bad timing. I don't know if they were trying to go for him as well to knock up Rek'Sai, but it doesn't really matter. As you'll see, oh wait, Viper TP'd in as well. I guess I missed that. um, Great bind by there by Niski. Really gets him caught out. Um, is able to pull away though, but right here is just where things don't go well. I believe if you watch the C9 brain check, they were calling out that Viper. Didn't have flash, but I think he flashed. I believe that's what happened. Um, but yeah, right here is just where everything goes down the drain for Fly. Uh, as you can see, Sven ulties Viper knowing that he just flashed and can't get away, so now he ulties onto him, trapping him here. Zaya flashes right into it. Quite unfortunate. And the big play here from Sven is that he has stopwatch this entire time, and bam, as you can see, Pope tries to get him. Nothing doing. Uh, yeah. So then a bind is thrown, but Viper dies way too fast. Unfortunately, couldn't hit Wild Turtle, but end up killing him anyway. But yeah, that play pretty much led to C9 winning this game because I believe, as you can see, they ping on the Baron and get it and end up winning 3 minutes later. So yeah, the key takeaways from these plays is that when they do go in, they're really coordinated and they do play well. When they're up, I just feel like when they're behind, it's kind of questionable. Like the play here was really good to able to focus down on like the big like play initiators, even though Corded is pretty big, but to cut off this Kennen from being able to like stay alive and potentially ult and like um, cause like a big like team fight that probably favors them because they can really like focus onto one and really kill them really fast. But yeah, that was a really good. Here, just a completely different team, and I don't really know. So that's why after those 3 games, I was kind of questioning, like, how do you bounce back from a game like this? But yeah, let's get Golden Guardians real fast. Um, so yeah, gold at 15 is 291, 291 is 291. CS difference is plus 22, almost plus 23, which is really interesting. That's mainly from Froggen and Hanser. Not quite surprised there that those guys are leading the way. But once again, I forgot to mention this earlier, but Flyquest is number 1. First Blood is obviously the jungler. Makes a lot of sense. Also, Contracts has the highest first blood, but Ole again is number 2, which is I understand. It's kind of hard to give the kill over to the ADC. Yeah, first blood 53%, only compared to 58, kind of something, but 53% first tower to 42, kind of big. Um, Again, red. They favor red side, I guess. A lot of people like the red side, which is kind of understandable. Um, as you can see, Froggen's Chample is quite the interesting one. Um, Lots of mages, I'll put it that way. Top lane though is quite interesting for Golden Guardians. They started off wanting to put Hanser onto a lot of carries and like mages, and that completely switched now. They like putting him in tanks. As you will see, I think all the games I've watched, he played tank. But yeah, um, Ole's Tom Kench is really good. I think that's why they like playing him on it. Let's close these since we're done with them. Um, just quickly, just wanted to show you the CS difference. As you can see, definitely is also pretty high up there, but yeah, the gold right here. Even though Froggen isn't up that much CS, he's a pretty good amount of gold. While Contracts is usually down, which is quite interesting since he is very aggressive and ganks. It can kind of backfire when he doesn't do too well. Quickly look at KDA. Definitely, uh, it's kind of like what you would expect, I guess. I thought that Froggen would be second, maybe first, but happens sometimes. Sometimes when you put a guy in tank, his KDA kind of rises. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted to go over. I did watch the TSM game. It's not close. It's quite a stomp. Just bad early game snowballed into a quick game. TSM took 12 plates. I think that's the most plates I've ever seen a team has taken, which is almost 2k gold. Kind of nutty if you ask me. But yeah, right here, um, forget what actually happened. But as you can see, the game's kind of close. Golden Guardians does have a lot of the Drakes though, which seemed to be the case a lot of the time, which is interesting. Um, yeah, let's look at the items. As you can see, it's kind of even across the board. Um, I guess definitely has a small advantage over Piglet right now. But yeah, right here, Clutch is gonna engage onto Jinx. Somehow Golden Guardians turns it around and ends up winning the fight, which I think is really interesting. But let's watch. As you can see here, they're waiting for it. I don't know what exactly they're waiting for. I guess they're waiting for them to walk up a bit farther. And then immediately, as you can see, the TP starts being called in by Huni. But notice how Huni has Klepto. That's a big thing. He does not have Aftershock. It will play into a part this entire play. Nocturne elects to go on Tom, which is kind of smart. But the only thing was, um, not the only thing, but the thing about doing this is you're kind of like trying to kill the person that saves Jinx, but at the same time, then Jinx gets to free fire if you're not focusing on her, which can kind of hurt with Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire, and then a Zeal item. But I understand why you don't because if you know you go on her, he just eats her, and then that's it. But it looks to go on Tom Kench. Um, Decides to eat Jinx, which is really interesting. As you can see here, Rek'Sai jumps onto the list, who just TP'd, flashes over the wall, which is a really good play, gets both of them out of there. Um, Contracts here somehow. What? He gets the execute. Level 11 gets the execute. What items did he have? He had completed his jungle item and had I forgot, Hex Drinker. But yeah, let's watch it one more time. Flashes knocks him up, which is really interesting. As you see, Ornn will be ulting right now. Big thing here is that Contract is able to get the kill on Huni. Again, I think it's a part because he is Klepto and not Aftershock. Makes him a lot more tankier. He gets to execute, prevents them from re-engaging onto him. Arnold here right into Vulcan. You really wished it would have gone into Lyra, but unfortunately it didn't. Yeah, they focused down Vulcan. Okay, no. I was thinking of another play where he flash knocked him up, but he does knock up uh, Damonte and uh, Vulcan. Damonte does end up getting away here, and so does Piglet. Almost dies here, really close, but does heal flash to get away. Oh, but does pick up Lyra, who's right here. Didn't have spell shield to use it. Really good play for them. I believe this is where they do. Excuse me, sorry. Where they do end up getting Baron. Um, but yeah, let's jump ahead to another clip I have. Just about 6 minutes later. Let's see. This is a little bit ahead of what I wanted, I think. Oh no, that's a little early. My bad. Ah, here we are. So this was a play where they're trying to bait them because they know that bot lane's pushing. Sorry. Yeah, bot lane's pushing. Um, as you can see, so they're trying to bait them into trying to react. It's really interesting that he doesn't get the I forget it, but you know when he's burrowed and he's able to like see like those little pings. I forget the name of it. Can't think of it right now. Can't really interesting. I can't see Huni here, but as you can see, they see the super minions three super minions onto the Nexus. So they're just trying to play a game of cat and mouse. They start onto it, trying to pull them in, trying to prevent them from backing, and then all of a sudden they back off. So it's like, okay, do we back? Do we stay? But you lose a Nexus turret, which is really huge. Maybe two, but Huni does back in time to save it. And then I believe they go back onto it once they see Huni. And it looks like they are. Yep. So this is a really smart play to make to do like the push and pull thing, where you have to do this or else you lose, or you do this and you lose. They get it down to about 2.7 when he starts TP in once he does clear out the super minions. Then they decide to back off, so you pretty much waste it. Uh, Not waste TP because they could go in it, but then Baron starts to regen. Vulcan decides to go in. Don't know why. Um, then they just back up Kite and they're like, all right, let's just push down top. We have the inside track. They have to back to match us. Inhib's about to fall, and there's also minions coming down on bot inhib. So I just think this push and pull game that Golden Gardens is able to do right here is really smart. But it is clutch. Not known for the greatest play. And we can watch this, I guess. This is where Clutch tries to re-engage and force a fight because they see that they're split off. Biggest thing here is that Froggen does have ult. Everyone has ult up, so he can re-engage. He can potentially kill someone. He can kill everybody, maybe. So do they. They have most of their ults up, most some. So this is a pretty interesting fight. Piglet decides to ult over the wall right here. I believe this is Froggen who gets feared away. Who's this? Contracts this fall. Calls an ult. Smartly ults right here. Um, does pick up one, Jinx does get the other, so you kind of even it out at 2-2, which is kind of what you get when you want to go onto a Karthus. Um, Man just does crazy amount of damage. So you see with those items, a lot of spell penetration. But yeah, just I really wanted to highlight, not really that last part, but the push and pull they're able to do to make Clutch pull out their or to force their TP, make them back, and make them lose the Nexus turret. Um, this is the optic play. So there wasn't really much to go over in this, but I just wanted to show this last team fight, just to show like um, pretty much how good of a team fighters that Golden Guardians is. It's really fun and interesting to watch them, since they're relatively I don't want to say new, but like a young team. If Contracts is pretty young, definitely. You do have veterans like Hanser, Froggen, and Ole, but they're not prone to uh, they're not prone to making sometimes the mistakes when they do team fight. Um, but yeah, I just want to show this. This was a really clean game from Golden Guardians. Before a little bit before this play actually, I think there's one kill on the board before one team fight. But yeah, as you'll see here, Optic's really desperate. They've really, as you can see, they really really starved out my boy J4 or Medios here from getting any farm. They had winning lanes across the board and were able to just control the game. Here's like the last ditch effort that Optic does put in to trying to get them. So Camille, which is a really interesting pick to do here. Eason flashes, gets both of them. Ultis onto Varus. Varus just end up dying really fast, which is kind of insane, but press the attack. Um, as you'll see, your turret diving them. You do have Zillion ult, which is great, but once you're in, you're in. There's no getting out here unless J4 can get out. But J4's over here, so there's no really getting out of this situation. Maybe Big can eat arrow. As you can see, they just focus on the crown. Big has to eat crown, or else crown's gonna die. Ole is 1v1ing Dokla right now. Um, Another problem was that Big didn't have flash to get over this wall right here, either here or here, so Crown has to ult himself. Big does end up getting pulled back in with the chains by Hanser. Uh, on the Resurrect, Meteos tries to go on to contracts. Don't really know why I use the ult. Flashes into the ult, just really sad. They do end up popping Camille's GA. Um, Crown's just dead. Nothing he can do. And they do pick up that kill. So quickly after their ADC falls, Golden Guardians can flip the fight on the head, but it was turret diving, so they are taking turret aggro. So it's kind of an interesting play call. But yeah, overall this game was just really clean, and this was Optic trying to make it one last ditch effort to try to win the game. Now let's jump into the games where they play against each other. So this is game one. So right now, pretty even game, about 600 gold difference. They do take first mountain on the Ocean Drake here. Um, as you can see, the items pretty close. The only big thing to notice is that definitely is up about a half an item, maybe probably a little less than that. Yeah, a little less than half an item, a little more attack speed. Um, but yeah, pretty even fight here. Um, Fly just end up engaging here. They see that they're on it, start to walk around. They're like, we can do this. Because once Lisk gets vision, Nocturne can just come over and fly in. But the big problem right here is the Lucian is cut off from the fight. As you'll see, that's an issue very quickly. As you can see right here, bottom of your screen, you can see Froggen just focusing on Lucian. He knocks him up and then he just immediately ults him and just fries him. Let's back up. Let's focus on this top part now. Maybe you were, but I just wanted to point out the bottom part. So you can see it's getting really low. Lift sets to E in here. Contracts does have Smite. Santorin doesn't, surprisingly. But Liz is able to focus down, pretty much split these guys up, right? Uh, Hanser, as Cho'Gath is coming in, and so is Viper on Aatrox right over here. I really don't know how you missed the smite here. He doesn't have it. He smited early. I didn't notice that. Yeah, he smited early. Volkos able to pick up Lucian. And then just gets blown up. Focus on the team. They get him. Cho'Gath comes in. Really interesting engage here by JJ to flash ult onto. I get it. It's Varus. It's Tom. You're trying to focus down, but you like this is Varus ult, correct? Yeah, this is Varus ult. Like you just got stunned again, and you just get focused on, and then Cho'Gath just eats you. Like see ya. Again, this is why Ole's so good at Tom. He's getting chunked down. He sees that he might die, flashes away from any further engage. I don't understand. This stopwatch, I'm still perplexed by it. When I first saw it, I'm like, why? Just keep going. Like Hanser's so low. He's too far away to get there. I think List doesn't have E up yet. But I just don't get that stopwatch. I understand you're scared to get chunked out and potentially die, but like I guess it's kind of a preference. Oh, kind of like a preference to do on what you want to do there. But yeah, um, I understand why you want to chase here. These guys are pretty low. You just split them up. You just focus on one of them. Big thing is that you get silenced, right? You just eat in. You can't go anywhere. You don't have flash. You used it before. It literally just gets slowed and chunked out of his mind, like, and then you die. Almost gets Hanser, surprisingly. Um, but yeah, that play, um, I think the biggest proponent of that play was that Wild Turtle got caught out and then died. That's really lucky for Golden Guardians, because if not, if Lucian's there, potentially can turn the fight and potentially win it for them. Sorry, just looking ahead to what other plays, and then we're gonna pretty much jump way ahead to about 31 minutes in. Close. 31. I should really just put the VOD time. I don't know why I put in game time. Um, oh, spoilers. Yeah, let's do a little bit A little even earlier than that. Okay, this is good. So voting Guardians here, as you can see, wants to go into the Baron. They see Aatrox in the side lane, or at least did. Wait, where's? Oh, they just killed Braum. My bad, I forgot about that. They just killed Braum. They got him out, and they decided to go onto the Baron. So Aatrox is gonna back here, and then TP on this ward right over here. Um, I think really smart from uh, Golden Guardians right here is they see this. They're okay? They're not pinging it, are they? No, they're not blue. Okay, so now they start pinging it, right? And then they start to turn on to him. Really smart. He flashes so early. It makes no sense. Flashes so early, away from pretty much nothing. Has to pop ult. It really sucks that Varus ult missed that, but you're pretty much trading like a life-saving ult for like a play potential, which I understand. Throwing that out, you obviously have to throw it out to in order to make a play and potentially miss. Yeah, then they go back onto it. They force out Viper's ult, so they know he only has GA. Oh, he doesn't even have GA. Never mind. So they know he's pretty much, but he's pretty much can't, stay alive after the fight. Big problem here is why are you here? Like, after he walks away, take the blast gun over, burrow over, do something. Why are you going over here? What are you gonna potentially fight them? Like, you have your team zoning them off right here. Get into the pit, take this. I don't care that you don't have smite. Like, your team's on it. Hunter has ult. Hunter can feast this. Why are you out here potentially trying to, throw, not really throw the game, but you're potentially trying to like shift the tides here and give it back to Fly. Like, why are you here? He gets knocked up twice. Ult gets in. Stopwatches. Nocturne ults him. He still dies. It's really perplexing why you do that. And this leads his team in a really weird situation where they want to get out and run away. As you'll see, it's not easy. Um, since the last code's up, it gives Nocturne a really easy way to come around here. Since he did burn ult, it's just honestly really weird. Um, really, really smart engage right here from Pobelter to flash W. Fargan does cleanse it, but yeah, that's Varus. So you're really trying to focus on the ADC. Tom does eat him. The big thing here though is that the fact that he doesn't. I understand you can't really do anything with Santorin right here, but yeah, you just spin him out right in front of him, and he pretty much just dies anyway. He does have stopwatch. Ole does die here. Um, but yeah, he pretty much dies. I don't really understand why you would ult right here. Then a lot of stuff just happens. But right. He flashes away, really waste a flash in my opinion, and heals. Um, Geez, that's really hard to see. Uh, okay, Santorin flash to get Varus. That Pobelter I assume just eaten and then ulted himself. Interesting. Um, yeah, Froggen does end up falling, but then also Poe ends up falling to Hanser. Um, this is a really interesting uh, situation that I think if Contract stays alive or it doesn't happen and you're able to turn that fight around. Let's go to one more play in this game and then we'll go to game 2 and then I'll give my predictions and who I think will win today in the matchup. I really need to just put the VOD times, not the in-game times. Sorry, I'm not showing you that. No, back it up. Back it up a little bit more. Okay, so is this what I want? It says this is what I want. They just took Baron and oh yeah, this is what. Okay, Golden Guardians literally just got Baron pretty much. Not I don't want to say for free, but they did pick off. I don't think they picked off anyone actually, but pretty much got Baron. Flyquest gave it up and said, "All right, let's focus on getting the Elder." It's probably better as his second Baron at this point. A lot of people favor Elder over, a lot of people favor Elder over second Baron. Pobelter TP's on the lane. Golden Guardian says, "All right, we're too late. Just gotta give it up." They run mid, right? So you should recall right here, right? Well, Pobelter gets a little greedy, as you can see, and decides to try to take this camp. Really interesting, because ends up costing his team the game, in my opinion. Gets caught out on this ward and that ward. Contract flashes and knocks him up. Just gets picked off. Doesn't even ult. Kind of weird, but yeah, this is pretty much what ends up costing them, because they're able just to push, and I'm pretty sure end the game right here. Yeah, pretty much ends the game. Yeah, spoiler alert, Golden Guardians wins. So let's hop into the few more clips I have, and then I'll wrap it up. This video is getting pretty long, but having fun. So yeah, super early into the game, um, 2 minutes in, contracts. So they invaded red. It's really interesting that they knew that Nocturne wouldn't be there. I don't know if bot lane being over here gave it away, but yeah, they decided to invade, take red. Contract. They knew like Pobelter knew he was there. That's the thing. He knew he was red side. Then doesn't get spotted by this word because I think it only like reaches like right here, something like that. So yeah, contract decides to go in, and I think the where this all went wrong was Hanser going in. Like after right there, you don't go in. Like you stop. I understand it's really tempting to go in, but you're a Poppy at level 2 with corrupting potion. You don't have damage, and it's really unfortunate because I believe he gets level 2 right there. Oh no. I just noticed that. But getting level 2 right there is really unfortunate. For some reason, Pope flashes forward, Hans has flash away. That play is really interesting. Um, yeah, I think about 10 minutes later, I want to say, contracts, or Hansa tries to stun Pobelter right here. Contract tries to EQ Pobelter to finish him off because Hansa has to run away. Pobelter just Qs right through Jarvan, and then pretty much Jarvan kills himself. Kind of a funny play. But yeah, let's jump ahead to about 17 minutes. Almost there. Should honestly just put the VOD time. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but this was a mistake on my part. Okay, that's too far. Okay. So right here is a really interesting play where Flyquest decides to engage here. So you can see Alyssa's right here, Ryze is right here. They both she ulties him, he roots her. Oli's right there for the help. Sadly doesn't have ult. Nocturne ult decides to come in. Yeah, Viper just ease in and then roots all of them, right? So he goes in onto the Rise. As you can see right here, JD decides to use ult right here, flash, and then W and knock contracts and Ole up and end up getting the kill. Yeah, let's like watch Froggen. Like, why are you? What are you? What are you doing? Paul Butcher's like, okay, and then yeah, you. And another thing I thought was really interesting is that his TP is coming up, and at this point you really don't want to TP, and it just comes up at like the worst time, right? Because you're not TPing in here, there's no reason to. Definitely he's caught on the side lane, I guess, not expecting this. But yeah, as you can see, Froggen dies once again. Really, really good play. They end up getting both of these turrets, I believe. Jump ahead, just two more clips I want to show. 25 minutes in. Apologize. Alright. So right here, earlier in the game they did catch off Pobelter top lane around here being overextended and they were able to catch him. But this time, Golden Guardians takes control of the top. They see Aurelia, probably Haunter's calling for this play. Um, Really smart here, I think, just to straight up ult onto him instead of EQing, because you can save it after potentially to catch up if he does flash away. Really smart also by Hanser to be in this ult and then stun him into the wall. Great counter engage by JJ by ulting and then Wing. Um, Hanser does use ult trying to kill Pobelter here, not able to do it. Viper TP's in here. Froggen for some. He does have TP the entire time. I don't know why you wouldn't Nocturne ulties onto Deathly. Haunter does pick up the kill on Aurelia. I still don't understand how he didn't get the stun right there. But the real game changer is Viper coming in right now and then flashing and rooting everyone, which is really huge. I don't think they get Ole. They don't get Ole. They don't get anyone. That's really tragic that Viper came in and did all that and wasn't able to pick up a kill. If Poe's there, you probably get to that double kill and potentially triple, but then now Froggen wants ulti and just pick up the one on Liss, and then with the ult, Lucian is able to get the Nocturne. This was a really interesting ult here. I understand like the communication is probably not too well because these guys are probably calling Baron and he's probably calling Chase potentially, or just not communicating at all. Decides to ulti cut off a rotation, but luckily for him, pays off because he comes up here. They walk over. He's able to just burst down JJ, and does get away. And I believe they do get onto the Baron and take it. Just one more thing here, I do believe. And one thing I wanted to say really fast: this game, Golden Guardians, were on the fast track to win it. Right, they had it. They were in the lead, and they don't want to say they threw it away, but they just ended up losing team fights. If I recall, I'm about to show you one of the team fights, and then uh, I think this is the last team fight in the game. About 32 minutes in. Yeah, I believe this is the last team fight, but they won one previously to this, or like a little skirmish. I don't really remember. And then this was pretty much game. Yeah, this is good. So, okay. So you can see they're kind of like pushing top, pushing mid, kind of like a 4-1 situation. Really interesting call here that Poe goes in, stuns two of them. I believe that's J4 and Hanser. Uh, Interesting TP here by Liss. I think the time mistakes you could have walked over and E'd, but it's also double TP from Ezreal. Oh, Liss is over here. Never mind. That's really interesting from Ezreal. I guess he wanted to get there as fast as possible. But yeah, double TP right here. Nocturne does ult onto Lucian again. Braum does knock him up with ult. Hanser really forced in a weird situation, knocks away Aurelia, which is really smart, but as you can see, really doesn't go too far. Flashes over the wall. Froggen coming over here with the ult. Uh, does get feared. Braum does get feared by Nocturne here. Um, Sorry, I wanted to see what's happening over here. So yeah, does get knocked away here. Liss throws out E. Um, GG's ready to re-engage. It looks like. Uh, and they stun and charm him and knock him up. Really good engage. I don't know if they coordinated it that way, but if they did, it was really great. Awesome engage right here. Onto them, gets him low. Jarvan ults, doesn't do much. Jarvan goes back in. Ole dies. Rights is a good kill on Liss, but in the end, doesn't matter. Definitely dies. Contracts dies. And then so does Froggen, and that is pretty much the game. So yeah, I'll just leave it on here. We can just watch this out. So the reason why I was going over all these plays is just because I was trying to watch the last 2 weeks to see who's like worth, not who's worth, who, what does the film say about the teams, and it's really interesting. And I think we were really lucky in seeing both these games for the tiebreaker, and then we're gonna see them play again today. Um, this is going up right before the match. I think we got really lucky because it gives you like a preview, and I believe whoever was casting this game, I forget who had said it. Maybe it was Zale. I don't quite remember, but yeah. We pretty much get to see a potential best of seven, and right now it's tied 1-1, and it's going to be really interesting to see because I think these teams match up really well. Um, like I said at the beginning, it's going to be interesting to see if they play Max, if Maxi plays or not, to see if Santorn's like all good or not. Um, but yeah, I'm really hoping for a close series, and I think it will be. Um, the ultimate question is who do I have predicting after watching and doing the reviews and watching the games, looking at the stats and everything. Honestly, it can teeter it can go either way. It's kind of a really good matchup. Kind of sad it's in the quarterfinals, but it's kind of understandable with teams like TSM C9 and TL looking the way they are, even though TL is looking not so hot recently. Different video, I guess, potentially. Uh, but yeah, this game can honestly, it's on a knife's edge. It's gonna be uh, whoever, whoever just, I know it's really cliche and dumb, but whoever performs that day, because these teams are so close, in my opinion, um, that like the margin for error is pretty slim. Um, the smallest of errors can cause something really fast that really bothered me. This play right here by Hanser, like, what are you doing? Your team is losing their base and you're taking a tier 2. Makes no sense, but yeah. Ultimately, if I had to make a prediction, I I'm gonna go 3-2 Flyquest. Um, One of the big problems I do have with Flyquest is that I feel like Viper on Aatrox is just not good. Like I said earlier, I guess coaches think it's like a Riven 2.0 type of deal. They think it's really good for him to play, really safer option for him. Maybe it's a comfort pick. I don't know, but when he plays it, doesn't look amazing. It looks alright at times. Against that TO game, it looked a lot better. The other games I watched were not good. And I don't want to see them blind pick. Let's leave it right there. We can sit here. I don't really have any other things to show you, but um, yeah, don't blind pick Riven. I think that's a big thing. That's why it's the most banned champion for them. I really liked him on the Lissandra. I think I don't want to say it's an easy, well, it's kind of easy champ to play, but it would be an easier and it's really good for the team for engage, and you can leave the the damage dealing to Poe Belter instead of putting him on Lissandra. Um, Key for Golden Guardians, I would say, is having a solid early game. Don't die, because since they're like a team fight, they like to team fight. It's team fight comp. If you guys know that, it's funny. Either way, um, they like to team fight. As their coach said in an interview, team fight comp. Um, I think that they should pick something for uh, definitely an Ole early in contracts. Like I think their first round should always be definitely Ole in contracts. Always leave counter matchups potentially for Hunter or Froggen depending on it. And if I'm Flyquest, I would definitely uh, probably do the same because you don't want to show anything too early. Like you want to potentially have the counter matchup. But I would say try to get Viper on a power pick if there is one in your guys' eyes. I guess it might be Aatrox in your guys' eyes, but I think just any other champ would be really good on him. But yeah, like I said, knife's edge game, really close, really interesting to watch the VODs and see what the teams look like. I'm kind of concerned if Fly does get down early though. I know it's only a small sample size, but the game against C9 was really concerning in my opinion. I don't know why they were so like passive. When they did fight, they looked really all over the place, but they could look up. They could end up looking like the game against TL where they bounced back and looked really good. But yeah, key is for Golden Guardians to get a good early game, uh, snowball into getting hopefully definitely ahead because we all know Froggen can. Haunter on a tank is fine with me. Contracts on. I don't want to see his Lee Sin. I'm sorry, it's not that good, but yeah. Try to get Ole on Tom if possible. He's really good on it. And yeah, leave the damage dealing to Poe. Put him on Lissandra or something that can provide CC for the team. If Santorin does end up playing, I really like his Nocturne is pretty good. Uh, I believe his Sejuani was pretty good when I did see it. But yeah, put Wild Turtle on. I don't like his Ezreal. I liked his Jinx a lot more. Maybe that's just because he's known for it. But yeah, JJ on Braum's really good. His consoles are really clean. But yeah, like I said, this game could go either way. I'm really hyped to see it. This video is almost an hour long. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys later.